First of all, I love Toronto. Toronto is such an amazing city. You don't feel like foreign here. It's so warm and multicultural that you think, yes, I could live here straight away. And so rich of culture, so rich of culture. So it's been great to be here. I feel really privileged. And this year, the festival is even bigger. 62 movies, a lot of independence one. Yes, so I feel really, really privileged to be here. I'm here actually for 2 movies. One is an independent one. It's called Viva Zappatore. And it's a crazy movie about this rock band in the middle of a village in Puglia. And they are just really into it. And the main guy is called Zappatore, which is an actually real great musician. He plays the guitar. And in the movie, he's got this kind of mystic crisis. So he's looking for God. And so he stops playing heavy metal, and I'm his girlfriend, and I'm pretty disappointed. And then he comes back, and he doesn't find God, but he still finds his guitar, basically. And the director is Massimiliano Verdesca, which is a really, really young, cool director. So the movie went really well to the New York Film Festival. We won 2 awards there, and he had a pretty good market in America. So I'm really curious to see how the Canadian audience is going to, welcome it. Well, the thing is that I think the originality of the story, because in a way I think it's a pretty surreal story, but I think also it's a pretty honest story. Because it talks a lot, in Italy, sometimes when we think about Italy, we think about a kind of, it's a picture, I don't know, La Dolce Vita or something that, So this movie in a way was like breaking a lot of cliche, even in terms of a female character, because it's this kind of metal depressed, metal listener, depressed woman, but still wanting to be cool. So I thought that's pretty bizarre. I want to play that. And I get this meeting with Massimiliano, and I get captured by his vision. So I was really happy to shoot it. There was time for improvisation, which I think is always a great thing in terms of creativity. When you meet with another artist, it's great to have that kind of challenge together and to decide if you trust each other and to add something else if you can. So that was the kind of process. But also, for example, he's a big fan of Aki Kaurismäki. So in terms of visions and poetic, it was pretty similar to that. And he is one of my favorite movie directors. So I could feel that it was a bond as well in terms of things that we liked. So we linked pretty much during the working process. It's pretty the opposite in terms of style, because if Viva Zappatore is pretty surreal, and sometimes if you want a little bit grotesque, while Come Undone, it's a story about this couple that the girl is falling in love with another man. So it's like really naturalistic in a way. It's really intimate, the way of, acting. And I'm the best friend of Alba Rohrwacher, which is the main character, that she falls in love with another man. So it's really a totally different way of telling a story, if you want, because it's about phrases that you would use every day in everyday life, and it's really intimate the way you're talking. And well, Silvio Soldini, I think, has got this great quality of talking about even things that could be, heavy or deep, but always with a kind of big poetry and with a really light sense of humor, which I love. It's kind of, this kind of combination of both. So I think that is peculiar style in terms of really specific style. And I love to work with him. It's the second movie I've done with him, and there's always this big quality. Yeah, it's really nice to be back in terms of presenting those 2 movies I'm in. And actually, I've been like a sort of Italian eye for them in terms of associate programmer, like looking around and see as many independent movies as I could. Because the thing about it's good to be an actor and to work there, because then you can have a different perspective, of course. So you can see how much there is there, and there is a lot. So I've managed to to collaborate with them in this way, because then this kind of a really wide range of spectrum of movies, and I'm really happy that this year is like 62 movies. That is great, and I feel in a way really happy that I managed to bring some movies here.